defended the judge while blasting the Trump administration for the arrest.
Now they're arresting judges, and the first felony criminal charge brought against Judge Hannah Dugan in Wisconsin is interfering with a legal proceeding, which is essentially what they've been doing all along.
I think this was a distraction from the first weakness on the economy.
If federal enforcement agencies come to your courtroom and you help a guy escape, that is two things. One, it strikes me as maybe something illegal, but it also strikes me as something heroic.
The arrest of the judge in Wisconsin, again, not isolated, felt jarring.
They relish the opportunity to go after judges.
It's not like we didn't know it was going to be terrible, and it is terrible. He really did have a judge arrested today, arresting a judge today.
I mean, and that's the most dishonest way of putting it. Like, really, you can go to Rachel Maddow and we can hear these guys pretty much defend it. And they don't tell you the details about, oh, well, he arrested a judge for what? Why did he arrest the judge? Please explain that. Oh, no, he just arrested a judge. And we don't need to tell you. Just know that Trump is going against the government now. He's arresting judges. It's like, no, that's not what Trump is doing. These judges try to subvert the law. This guy was on trial for heinous crimes, and she tried to sneak this man out the back. That's why she got arrested. And as the left loves to say, nobody's above the law. And we agree with you on that. Trust me, we definitely do. And we're upholding it, unlike you guys.
Essentially what they've been doing all along.
I think this was a distraction from the first weakness on the economy.
If federal enforcement agencies come to your courtroom and you help a guy escape, that is two things. One, it strikes me as maybe something illegal, but it also strikes me as something heroic.
The arrest of the judge in Wisconsin, again, not isolated, felt jarring.
They relish the opportunity to go after judges.
It's not like we didn't know it was going to be terrible, and it is terrible. He really did have a judge arrested today, arresting a judge today.
But why, though? But why? Do y'all want to throw that in there, or y'all just want to just, mislead y'all people? All right, then. I mean, this is why we say mainstream media is pretty damn misleading. You kind of see how they cook themselves. If y'all had just gave the facts behind it, y'all wouldn't look so bad.
Are you kidding me?
But not so fast. I thought no one was above the law.
No American is above the rule of law. The same rules apply to everyone.
No one is above the law.
The basic concept of the rule of law in our history has been the idea that no one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No.
Okay, Letitia James is hilarious, seeing that, she's getting caught up on fraudulent charges. Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas.
One is above the law.
No 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 one is above the law.
So that was all for Trump, but the illegal immigrants, they are above the law for these leftists. Interesting how the tune has changed. But borders are, Tom Homan is standing firm.
I can't believe there's any elected official, and especially a judge, that doesn't believe we should be doing that, and they should be helping us. What I said from day one, you can sit aside and watch.
I just heard something very dishonest in the chat. They say, what you mean? The Democrats or the libs don't even watch mainstream media anymore. All y'all talking points are mainstream media. So if you ain't watching it, you're reading it for sure. And remember, there's still a way mainstream media can get to you through, certain news publications that y'all love to enjoy. So I love the dishonest talk when y'all like to say, we don't even watch mainstream media. But then y'all talking points are mainstream media. Y'all are as ill-informed as mainstream media. So come on now, guys. Cut the BS just because I'm calling you guys out on your shit.
You can argue against us all you want and protest all you want, but when you cross that line, and I've said this 1,000 times, when you cross that line to impediment or knowingly harboring, concealing an illegal alien device, you will be prosecuted, judge or not.
Emily, the facts of this case are shocking.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That was really disingenuous in the chat. Well, we don't listen to mainstream media. Bruh, all your talking points are mainstream media. And maybe you do need to listen to mainstream media then if you can't see that all your talking points are right out of mainstream media. Like, wouldn't that be creepy if everything you're saying right now, I can show you a political pundit on mainstream media making it? What would that inform you? What would that tell you? That, even though I don't watch them, somehow I'm still getting fed that message. Where though? I mean, be honest with us. Where? Because if you're not watching mainstream media, how would you still have the same talking points? Like, explain that.
I was filling in for Laura Friday, and her team did a great job in getting the arrest report for Luis. And here's what they found. He intentionally, without consent, struck someone multiple times in the body and face, causing pain and scratches during a verbal argument. And in fact, grabbed the guy's neck so the person couldn't breathe for 6 seconds is the allegation. And then went to hitting.
And then, see, guys like this. Kilmar Garcia isn't officially a gang member. He is officially a gang member. It has been proven by a gang unit, Department of Homeland Security. Like, there's been 2 sources that have verified him to be a gang member. It's not from S.E.T. Like, bro, look up Prince George County. Prince George County Police gang unit. Look up them if you want to be honest with yourself. And I've been showed the evidence hella times. I say, don't believe me. Don't believe Fox. Don't believe that man Waters, but go ahead and look it up. Prince George County Police Department. Like, bro, you guys are so disingenuous. It's like, here's the thing. Just because I say it, I mean, like I said, I'm going to be real with you guys. And I always said this doesn't mean it's facts. Go look it up. Just like I look it up.
A woman. So this is the individual the left wants to defend, and the judge wants to let out the back door.
I would have prosecuted that for attempted murder, by the way. If you're choking someone out for 6 seconds plus, that's attempted murder. I will say this. The fiction brush with which the media is using and these sobbing liberal talking heads are using, they are totally isolating and saying, a judge was arrested. Correct. And we've seen in this country, irrespective of vocations, plenty of people arrested for felonies similar like that. It doesn't matter what your day job is, guys. What matters is your behavior. And if you engage in felonious or illegal conduct, you're going to be arrested. It is laughable to me that they are somehow insinuating, and their hundreds of viewers are thus receiving the message that a judge was arrested for refusing to comply with President Trump's or the law enforcement agency's executions of the orders. That's not what happened. A judge was arrested for breaking the law. And I would love to see, final thought, an interview, not with talking heads or bleeding liberals or any of these people, but I would love to see the interviews of those 2 victims, the one who was almost beaten to death and the girlfriend, so they can testify as to how it feels to have the perp be let free because someone has a conscience. I find it despicable.
Molly, this isn't the first time this happened. I was really struck by this passage from NBC. Here's what it said. In 2019, during Trump's first term, the U.S. attorney in Boston charged a Massachusetts judge and a court officer with obstruction of justice for allegedly aiding an undocumented immigrant in leaving the courthouse through a back exit to avoid arrest. But listen to this. Prosecutors reached a deal to drop the charges in 2022 under then-President Joe Biden's administration, with the case instead going to...
Let me educate you guys on something real quick, because y'all seem to look. I'm tired of you libs. Oh, drop the link, drop the link. You can't drop links in chats. You know that, right? Like, YouTube, it's not me, but YouTube specifically blocks it. So you want to know what you do? Have the article. I mean, just put out the name of the article, the date, the author, and we'll be able to Google it just like that. Let's be a little bit more educated on when we tell people to link stuff, okay? Okay, you just do the name of the article, who it's by, and we can look it up. You could be able to comment that, but sending a link in the chat is not it.
Review at the State Judicial Commission. So President Biden just let this person off.
Yeah, this is fascinating. It started out in 2018 when Judge Shelley Joseph was accused of working with the court officer.
Hold on, man. Shout out to my man Fox Chase. Appreciate the support. He said, "What up, MAGA?" And well, first off, shout out to all supporters, Hellbat and Daniel Castro. A little fast paced tonight, so appreciate y'all.
Her courtroom to help an illegal immigrant who was there in her courtroom that day, a Dominican man that was facing drug charges, slip out of a Sally Port door. It took weeks for ICE to catch up with that individual. In the case with Dugan, they got him down the street immediately that day. In this case, the individual was on the run for several weeks at least. Ultimately, she was charged. This judge in Massachusetts, Shelley Joseph, was charged. It was conspiracy and obstruction of justice charges. She went in and out of the federal courthouse, reporters all around. Those charges, as you mentioned, were dropped, and she went to this judicial commission where she was ultimately put forward as willful judicial misconduct by the commission that's looking at this case. It's fascinating. And Lelling at that time had said, this is the most fascinating part, that he does not believe that this was the only case. He believed there had been other instances potentially that had occurred.
Wow. And
Really?
No, I was just going to say
that. I mean, yeah, other cases where ICE didn't pull up and she was able to get this off. So we pretty much got a judge who's out there, well, subverting justice, pretty much showing out for the illegals. And if that's the case, I mean, somebody check her bank account, because I don't think this is just somebody operating out of a, well, rebellious spirit. I'll tell you that.
This Judge Dugan, I thought the ICE and DEA agents had an arrest warrant for the illegal.
They did.
They did.
That's why they went there, and she put them
It
down
was
the
an
hallway.
administrative warrant, yeah.
So
The judge
therefore, her job is not a judicial decision, certainly not an ideological political decision. All she had to do was administer the warrant.
Right.
So therefore, she's in a heap of trouble. I don't know how anybody can argue against that. Just a simple fact. They can't. You walk in, here's your warrant. Under Section 287G of the Immigration and Naturalization Act, the local officials are permitted to work with the federal agents. So the federal agents did everything according to Hoyle. It was the judge who spoiled the party and let him out the side door. And my last point is, I wanted to meet the ICE agent who beat him on foot.
Look,
That, he could run a 220 or a 440.
Yeah, it's
very
impressive.
Fast. He could be an Olympic type runner.
The 287G is the very part that sanctuary cities and jurisdictions are frustrating right now.
Right.
That's the part of the
Right.
law that they're stepping
Right.
on. That's why
That's
it's such
the
a
one.
big deal.
That's why.
To make a point of
Yes.
we're going to do it differently now. You're actually going to have to follow the law.
She can't interfere with that. None of
We
the
don't even
judges.
need new law on that.
That's
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We don't need nothing. We just need the law to be followed. So it sounds like we just need some new judges in that area, because that is wild. Wild as hell. Like I said, we got one who was just sneaking him out the back, and then we got the other judge who was, well, having the illegal live with him and his wife. And like I said, that sounds like a swinger type of situation. But all right, guys, let's get into the next video.
The week we reach is a milestone, the first 100 days of Donald Trump's second term. Democrats, the state-run legacy media mob, they're not taking it well. They need help. They need therapy. On Sunday, Spartacus and several other Democratic lawmakers sat on the Capitol steps for 12 hours for a public therapy session. They had singing and everything. Take a look.
This is a time to choose. And we're either going to choose the side of the American people, or we're going to choose this cruel budget that Republicans are trying to jam down the throats of the American people.
We can't keep doing things like business as usual. We have to think of creative new things to do. And so Hakeem and I thought, let's sit on the steps of the Capitol.
Think about what.
Let's think of some new things to do. Sit on the seats of the. Okay, that's new. I've heard many people do that before, but okay. Oh, that's cute.
The framers did to try to make the president not a king, not to have a unitary executive. And Trump is doing the exact opposite.
And what Grant said is there are but two parties in America right now, patriots and traitors.
I will really patriots and traitors. You know what? I wish to have like an interview with some of these guys. Like, bro, defend that, because you can say anything in front of a crowd, but when somebody holds you to that, like, okay, cool, defend that. All right, cool. I'm a MAGA for this. Tell me how I'm a traitor, because have I spoken out against my people? Have I told my people to accept illegals? Like, no, but you have. I mean, what's more treasonous than that? I mean, y'all damn near putting illegals over the U.S. citizens. Y'all are pretty much helping out judges. Y'all are in favor of judges helping out illegals, and then you won't even report the story accurately. What's more treasonous than that? You're pretty much lying to the American people and then trying to get them to go with a narrative that's not true. Really want to talk about treason?
Build this world from love.
I will build this world from love.
Not too bad.
And then y'all went and pulled out the gay rabbi? Like, what are we doing? What are y'all doing? This is why nobody takes y'all serious. Instead of coming up with some good arguments, you got the gay rabbi singing songs. Like, what? Y'all are freaking hilarious, bro. Y'all are like kids at a certain point. No offense, but like, really? Let me sit in front of the steps instead of making compelling points to the people. I'm just gonna sit in front of the steps with the gay rabbi singing songs. Like, God damn it, guys.
Emotional damage.
Bro, that's exactly what y'all got.
Okay. Cruel budget that robs from your children and grandchildren. You heard all that right. Amid all the singing and the whining, the highest ranking Democratic member of the House said, quote, there are but two parties in America right now, patriots and traitors. Which party am I a part of? I'd like to be.
I ain't gonna lie, you Dems make my night sometimes, bro. Oh God, as they repeated to sing, bro. Oh man, this is why nobody will take y'all serious. Okay, remember this. Stuff like this is why you guys are not taken seriously.
Be a patriot. But wait, it gets worse. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has big dreams of one day becoming president. By the way, he'll be about as lucky as Gavin Newsom. And over the weekend in New Hampshire, the governor all but threatened half the country with violence. Take a look.
Please.
Never before in my life have I called for mass protests, for mobilization, for disruption. But I am now. These Republicans cannot know a moment of peace. They have to understand that we will fight their cruelty with every megaphone and microphone that we have. We must castigate them on the soapbox.
Cruelty, please explain. I mean, what we do? We're just sending these illegals back home. Is that the cruelty you're talking about? Like, I don't know about that, guy. I don't know about that, but please explain the cruelty.
And then punish them at the ballot box.
Not a moment's of peace. None.
I mean, hold on.
They have to understand that we will fight their cruelty with every megaphone and microphone that we have. We must castigate them on the soapbox and then punish them at the ballot box.
Not a moment's of peace. None. Can we point out the obvious here?
I mean, bro, y'all kind of been doing that already. Like, bro, give us something new. Like, your Demers say we're just gonna keep continuing what we're doing. I'm like, well, I would presume that. I would actually assume that you would do that. I'm sorry, but I thought you was gonna give a different strategy here. But you're pretty much saying we're just gonna do more of the same. What we've been doing since day one. I'm okay. Like, bruh, this is why nobody takes y'all seriously.
Democratic Party is not democratic at all. After losing an election to President Trump, after he was shot and survived 2 assassination attempts, 2 would-be assassins, Democrats have since invoked a civil war. They have called for chaos. They have encouraged their followers to riot, applauded acts of violence, and frankly,
I mean, let's be real though. Y'all Dems is sounding a little insurrection-y right now. Y'all might want to calm that down. You feel me? Because, yeah, I mean, all it takes is for y'all to what? You know, it'd be crazy. Imagine the Dems actually did an insurrection. I mean, no, these guys outside the White House with guns ready to attack the White House. That's an insurrection. I mean, it's kind of crazy how y'all call January 6th one when it's really incomparable. You really can't compare it. Like I say, riot, I would say protest turn riot. But I'm just saying, though, if y'all really hit an insurrection, it would make sense. It would make sense. Why? Because look at how y'all speaking. Nothing this man is doing is right to you guys. You don't see the good in what he's doing because, well, y'all being lied to. Y'all being lied to your political pundits. And now y'all going to go run yourselves into a burning building or run yourselves off the cliff. For what? To go against your own self-interest? Like, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead. Like, please, you have the freedom to do so. But I'm just telling y'all right now, you ain't going to like where y'all end up.
domestic terrorism against Tesla's, their owners. Low-level far-left judges have also waged an unprecedented level of lawfare against our Constitution, the executive rights that are endowed to a duly elected president and the Trump agenda. And of course, Democrats, they have already filed impeachment articles against the president. Yet again. What a shock. Take a look.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like, dog, again, y'all are running the same script from the first term, and we're tired of it. We are tired of it, guys. Like, the American people is no longer listening to you guys. And then you want to talk about, oh, well, Trump's approval rating, like MAGA's having regrets. No, we're not. And here's the thing, though. You guys are listening to mainstream media about us. You're listening to mainstream media about us. I'll run a poll right now. It'll be the most honest poll you get since I mostly got, you know, MAGA supporters. Hey, you guys feeling any regrets? And they'll tell you they don't. So the fact that you're going to go to mainstream media and listen to them, people that, let's be real, disagrees with MAGA, don't even like MAGA, is hilarious. It's hilarious. And it shows that you just look in dishonest places. Like, sure, you could have just came to us and asked. I mean, you can always ask us. Instead, you went to the left to go get your echo chamber good news and make you feel good about yourselves. Like, about what? How we feel about President Trump? Really? You could have just asked. Like, we're right here, guys.
Look.
This is Congressman Shri Thanedar. Donald Trump has already done real damage to our democracy. But defying a unanimous 9-0 Supreme Court ruling, that has to be the final straw. It's time we impeach Donald J. Trump. Today, I introduced a resolution to impeach Donald J. Trump, outlining 7 articles of impeachment.
What type of Asian Indian fusion is this? Like the hell? Like, bruh, I don't know if you Sanjay or like Kakashi, bro. Who are you?
I won't be silent, and I'm calling on all my colleagues, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, to stand up with me. Enough is enough.
And shout out to Fox. He says, "Set." They kind of created Trump. Kamala sucks, bro. I mean, karma sucks. Oh, my bad. You said karma sucks. Yeah, they did kind of create Trump, and karma sucks. Yeah, I mean, the way they attacked this man, the way they did everything they can. I mean, before the first term, they was on his ass. And now we're talking about that he wins. They kind of finessed him out of an election. He comes through again. And what do you think was going to happen, Dems? What do you think was going to happen? You stopped the man's first agenda. You pretty much just what? I ain't gonna lie, assassinated this man's character throughout the media for 4 years straight, and you're still doing it. Like, you guys created Trump. Honestly, you guys also created MAGA. So yes, karma is a bitch. Karma's a bitch. And it's a slow cooker. It cooks slow. I'll tell you that right now.
Enough.
Okay, it's not just the idiotic Democrats in the House and the Senate. Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff is also calling for the president's impeachment. Look at this exchange.
Why are there no calls for impeachment? This is unacceptable.
Because like, you guys are ignoring half the fucking country. Like, do I need to remind you how many people voted for Donald Trump? Do I need to not remind you about the electoral blowout that we got? Like, understand this. Like, bro, there isn't enough of you guys to honestly get this going off the ground. Like, not all of us are feeling the way you do. You believing mainstream media lies, thinking that you got MAGA supporters with you guys, but you don't. Like, oh, even MAGA supporters are outraged. We're not. We're not. Okay, guys, we're doing just fine over here. We're happy. We're happy people in general. It's you guys that want to fear monger and do all this wild stuff and have this pessimistic view of everything that Trump does. And we'll leave you to it. But don't sit there and act like you know what we're thinking. Don't sit there and act like you know what we're doing here. Like, please, we're in support of Trump and we're all the way through with it. Don't sit there and tell us we got regrets. So, like, what, 3 months in? Like, gee, calm down. Yeah, I'm a bit overzealous with y'all opinions sometimes, or a bit overzealous with your accusations.
Acceptable. I will not live in an authoritative country, and neither will any of these people. You can do more.
There is no doubt that this president's conduct has already exceeded any prior standard for impeachment by the United States House of Representatives.
I mean, damn.
Brian Kemp.
You know, it's crazy. I mean, lying. I mean, can you imagine a president like lying about his cognitive ability? I mean, just out there in front of you, parading, pretending like he's running the world and all that good stuff. Like, wouldn't that be on grounds of impeachment? You lying to the American people about your mental health? Wouldn't that be crazy, guys? Wouldn't that be absolutely insane? I know, right? Because we had it already. We had it, and it was Biden. I mean, like, bro. What has this man done? I really wanted to hear y'all point. What has he done, guys? Because you want to talk about that Supreme Court ruling, and I'm just like, dog, we can't make El Salvador give up a prisoner. Bukele already told us no. So not Donald Trump going against the Supreme Court. It's Bukele going against the Supreme Court. Get on El Salvador's get on their president's ass about it. Leave us out of this one, okay? It's his citizen at the end of the day.
People wipe the floor with him. They literally do not care at all about the quality of your life or the will of the American people. Instead, it's day in, day out. Democrats obsessed with getting revenge, overturning the results of the last election. The Democrats, they have their first 100-day verdict, and that's in. and it is a disaster. Multiple polls now have them in the 20s. The country has witnessed nothing but a bunch of petulant children embracing irrational anger, extreme radicalism, with pointless sit-ins, chanting and singing and dropping F-bombs.
Bro, that's how we see you guys, as fucking children. No offense. But I get you guys are trying to make some adult arguments, but you look like children. You go about it like children, kicking and screaming, crying. Everything but coming up with a better solution. Everything but coming up with a good argument. Nah, just kick, scream, cry, and act for the man to be impeached. Like, bro, come on now. You guys got to be able to do better than this. Like, and I'm being honest with you guys. You look like children. Like, bro, when Biden crashed the economy, like, bro, we weren't kicking, scrying, and creaming, talking about it's the end of the fucking world. No, we didn't. And it was in a lot lower place than it was when Trump did it, or when it went down under Trump, and then it went right back up. But y'all didn't want to talk about that part. But please, like, we didn't mass panic under Biden. Can y'all just chill the fuck out and act like adults? Like, please. We dealt with Biden for 4 years straight. No mass panic. Okay, guys? No rioting. Okay? Y'all be okay.
Bomb after F-bomb after F-bomb, and of course their bingo paddles.
Of course, if you leave out January 6th.
And their inability to stand for mothers that lost children or a young man that beat cancer. And perhaps no one in the entire country has been more obsessed with getting Trump than the congenital liar himself, Adam Schiff. But recently, after a short stint in his own state, he went to Target. Somebody robbed his car. Imagine that. Even Schiff seemed to realize that his party has gone completely off the rails. Nice of him to finally go to a Target. Take a look.
I went to this Target in South San Francisco, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm getting the toiletries I'm going to need for my next 2 days in the city.
So pretty much the city that you guys completely destroyed through your reckless policies, and of course immigration and with homeless. So you got an immigration problem, a homeless problem. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense.
I had to get the clerk, which is hard to find, to unlock the shampoo or the whatever. So that's one thing. And then I get to
yeah, I mean, welcome to the cities that you guys created. Welcome. Yes, you got to get the clerk to unlock your basic like necessities, because people are really effed up around in these liberal cities that you guys claim is oh so rich, but have high amounts of crime. I mean, it is crazy how the left does it repeatedly ignore the poor, but just want to, obfuscate to the rich. And like I said, a lot of money is pushed in through these inner cities, but let's be honest though. I mean, the most crimes happen out these inner cities. Let's not forget that. And all these inner cities share one thing, though, share one key thing: liberalism. Liberalism. So you guys can cry about this all y'all want, but when y'all go in y'all own cities and experience what y'all have done, it is honestly hilarious to me. I ain't even gonna lie. I feel bad, but I honestly crack a smile sometimes because I'm like, maybe you'll change your ways now that you see how your policies can affect you too.
the cashier asked me if I want one of those Target bags with a little bullseye on it. And I said, yes, that Target bag is going to be my luggage for the next 2 days. And she asked me what happened, and I told her, and basically said, in not so many words, yeah, Democrats are. And I thought, if the cashier in South San Francisco at 10 o'clock at night believes that Democrats are.
Because they are. Because you don't care. You guys, all the policies that y'all put in action hurt the poor. Literally hurt the middle class. And you don't see that, but y'all spent your whole fucking campaign talking about we're for the poor, we're for the middle class, but all y'all policies have hurt them. That's why they look at y'all as assholes, because they see what it is. It's like, bro, you talk about the poor, but really you're for the rich. I mean, what? Y'all hear yourselves. Y'all are really for the rich because you've enacted all types of atrocities among the middle class and lower. Not just through immigration, as we were talking about with Tom Homan, but through economic policies as well.
Because the
Inflationary Reduction Act, anybody want to discuss that one? I thought not.
Who was locked up and my stuff got stolen out of the trunk. We've got a major problem.
He's a senator from the state. How could he not know all that was going on in his state? And I have bad news for my friends in California.
Bruh.
Nothing's going to get better with the likes of Adam Schiff, radical Gavin Newsom, or any other Democrat.
And shout out to my man Green Bean. He said $2 make you holla. Appreciate the support. And yes, $2 is going to make me holla. And with any question, comments, jokes, or disagreements, I'll be happy to read it out loud and engage with it, guys. Appreciate the support. Other than that, double tap the screen and enjoy the show.
Democrat in charge of that state. Their policies, their beliefs are insane. And as we speak tonight, with few exceptions, there are really only two types of Democrats: far left losers obsessed with hating Donald Trump and are petrified of their ultra radical woke base. And that ultra radical base, led by the Squad, AOC, Grandpa Bernie, Jasmine Crockett, their bizarre focus is on Green New Deal communism, the so-called.
I mean, I'm be honest. Like I said, and I will always say this: I feel bad for those on the left, bro. I feel bad because what was it like that Asian girl in her story? Was it Lindy Lee, the girl who was working with Biden, who came out about all the stories about the administration? I feel bad for her because that's a lot of libs. Is that when they go outside of their party, when they try to say, "Hey, yo, guys, I think we need to do something different," what we're doing is not helping Americans. They get ostracized, they get pushed out, kicked out of their social groups. I mean, you can lose friends and family alike going outside of your liberal bubble. Oh, well, outside that liberal echo chamber y'all live in. At a certain point, I'm not even mad at y'all. I can see why y'all get mad at us. I mean, we're allowed to disagree with our inner group and still be included. Y'all can't. I can see why y'all hate us. I mean, let's be real. Y'all kind of show more cultish behavior than we do. All right. Main example. Now, me, I'm not pro-Palestinian, but I do disagree with the way Israel has carried out this war. A lot of conservatives and MAGA disagree with me on that stance, but they still hear me out and they still accept me as, "Hey, yo, Set, you still MAGA." I'm like, all right, shoot, I like that. Now, I could never do that on the left. I could never do that on the left. I tried doing it on the left, and that's why I'm here. I try to come to the left and just be like, all right, guys, don't you think we're kind of being a little bit outrageous with this man Trump? Like, don't you think what he's speaking on, like, maybe if we disagree on it, we do got to highlight at least that it's a problem. And that's what I got kicked out for. I was like, damn. So just to highlight problem that the man is talking about is a problem? That's where I learned. I was like, okay, cool. Well, it was never meant for me. There's no freedom of thought. At least on the MAGA side, I wouldn't say all the way on conservative, but at least there's freedom of thought.
Called Fight the Oligarchy. Now there's a civil war brewing between the radical and the
Shout out Fox. He said this one's for Zoloff. Hey, shout out, my man. Coming through. Hey, appreciate the support, guys.
super radical sides of the Democratic Party, but there's no moderates left. Take a look.
Let me ask you about something that your colleague, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, said. She said Democrats should stop using the term oligarchy because it's a phrase that doesn't resonate with all Americans. Are you missing a chance to speak to a wider audience, Senator?
Well, geez, we had 36.
I mean, here's the thing. Y'all want to talk about fighting the oligarchy, and the oligarchy are the ones who've been subverting the American middle class and shipping their jobs out to places like China, India, etc. But Trump hits the oligarchy right in their fucking rib, right in the rib, right with a rib shot, and you guys are crying for them. You guys are going like, no, stop the tariffs. Let the oligarchy continue to ship out jobs. Let them continue to take advantage of us. Let them continue to be able to not give us jobs, but get into our consumer market. Let it keep happening. That's what you guys were arguing when you guys were also against tariffs. That's what you guys were defending when you were also against Donald Trump's economic plan. Do you not understand that you guys are cheerleading for the oligarchy while saying fight the oligarchy? It's comical. It's comical, guys, and everybody see it but you. And I'm talking to the libs out here. Everybody sees how you guys are cheerleading for the oligarchy, but then also saying that we want to fight the oligarchy. I mean, you might want to put the pom-poms down first.
1,000 people out in Los Angeles, 34,000 people in Colorado. We had 30,000 people in Folsom, California, which is kind of a rural area. I think the American people are not quite as dumb as Ms. Slotkin thinks they are.
President Trump has totally broken the Democratic Party in 100 days. And as of now, there is no one capable of picking up the pieces. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
And all right, guys. Now, don't worry, though. We are going to go into the other side. But in the meantime, let's get into my man, Jesse Waters.
Donald Trump got some brotherly love at the White House today. Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, were in town and stopped by to say hi to their
Like, how ironic that this man Trump wins an election and then, I mean, the Super Bowl is won by the Eagles. Hey, man, I mean, signs, right? Signs from above.
favorite guy.
The season started off slow, but you soon caught fire with your great coach inspiring you, and you got the ball to your superstar running back who I met yesterday. And I want to tell you, he's a handsome guy, but I wouldn't want to tackle him. Saquon Barkley. I offered him a ride on Air Force One because I was coming down. And usually they say, no, I don't think so. He said, I'll take it, sir. And he loved it. And we love being together. He's a great young guy.
Running back Saquon Barkley spent the weekend golfing at Bedminster. Democrats hate.
Is Trump chilling with a black guy? Oh, come on, guys. Come on. You got to give it to my man. Like, come on, Trump. That's a token, right? I mean, come on, sir. He's a token. Now, that's racist. Do you see? Now, come on now. You got to see what y'all playing into this whole racism that you kind of claim that MAGA has. Bro could be chilling with a whole black man on just a personal side. Like, hey, yo, I just vibe with you. Yo, this black guy's a sellout. He's a token. I'm like, for what? Chilling with the president? Like, bro, take the skin color out and he's just chilling with the president. But I mean, come on, guys. Come on. You can no longer say that Trump is racist at this point. I'm not saying because he's out here chilling with black guys publicly, because he's been doing that. He been did that already. But because he's also willing to be seen well on camera. And so there was a funny story that y'all like to tell about Trump, how he would make all of his black staff scatter at one of his casinos back in the day, which proven to be a lie.
When black stars like Saquon chill out with Trump, and they threw a fit.
I'm sorry. It's just him chilling with a black guy just reminds me of all the racist stories they told me about Trump that turned out to be a lie. But yeah, it just reminds me of all of that. I'm just like, now, if I was a racist white man and I was a white supremacist and I just think of myself as just the best in the world and everybody else is below me, why would I walk next to a black guy? I mean, I'm just saying, guys, like, it doesn't line up. Like, come on, guys. Y'all racist claims just don't line up.
But none of that matters anymore. Saquon said some people are really upset because they played in golf and flew to the White House.